Imagine a ship, grand and sturdy, sailing the Aegean Sea. This is no ordinary vessel, this is the ship of Theseus, a hero of Greek legend. Over time, the relentless waves and salty air take their toll. Planks rot, sails fray, and the ship, once a symbol of strength, shows its age. To keep Theseus's legacy afloat, repairs become necessary. As each part wears out, it's replaced. A new plank here, a fresh sail there. The ship looks the same, sails the same routes, yet none of its original material remains. This begs a question that has echoed through philosophy for centuries. Is it still the same ship of Theseus? This seemingly simple question opens a Pandora's box of philosophical dilemmas about identity and change. The ship of Theseus paradox, while seemingly simple, has a long and storied history. We can trace its roots back to the writings of Plutarch, a Greek philosopher and biographer writing in the 1st century AD. Plutarch presented the dilemma in his work Life of Theseus, where he recounts the preservation of Theseus's ship by the Athenians. Heraclitus, a pre-Socratic philosopher, famously posited that no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. This concept of constant flux and change underpins the very essence of the ship of Theseus paradox. The enduring power of the paradox lies in its ability to expose the limitations of our intuitive understanding of identity. We tend to think of objects, and even ourselves, as having a fixed and unchanging essence. Yet, the ship of Theseus forces us to confront the reality of constant change, and the ambiguity it introduces to our notions of identity. The ship of Theseus paradox hinges on a crucial question. At what point does the gradual replacement of parts transform something into a different entity altogether? One perspective argues that the gradual replacement of parts doesn't fundamentally alter the ship's identity. Just as our bodies constantly renew cells while we remain the same person, the ship maintains its identity through the continuous process of repair and replacement. This view emphasizes the importance of function and form over the physical material itself. However, a contrasting view posits that each replacement chips away at the original ship's identity. As more and more original parts disappear, the ship gradually transitions into a new entity constructed from different matter. The ship of Theseus paradox doesn't offer a simple solution or a definitive answer. It challenges us to examine our assumptions about what makes something what it is and how much change an entity can undergo before it ceases to be itself. Section 4. Echoes of Theseus. Modern examples of the paradox in action. The ship of Theseus paradox isn't confined to ancient Greece or the realm of abstract philosophy. Consider the restoration of classic cars. A vintage car, painstakingly restored with original or replica parts, can look identical to its former glory. Is it still the same car, even if every piece has been removed and replaced over time? The world of art offers another compelling example. Imagine a famous painting, damaged over centuries. Art restorers meticulously repair tears, clean the surface, and even recreate missing sections. Is the restored artwork still the same creation, especially if a significant portion of the original canvas and paint no longer exist? These modern examples demonstrate that the ship of Theseus paradox isn't merely a thought experiment, but reflects real-world dilemmas about authenticity and identity. Section 5. A spectrum of thought philosophers grapple with identity. The ship of Theseus paradox has captivated philosophers for centuries, each generation grappling with its implications and offering diverse perspectives on the nature of identity. One prominent philosophical stance often associated with John Locke emphasizes the role of memory and continuity of consciousness in personal identity. Just as we retain our sense of self despite physical changes throughout life, the ship, in this view, maintains its identity through a continuous history and function, even with the replacement of its parts. Another perspective, championed by philosophers like Thomas Hobbes, focuses on the physical continuity of an object. In this view, the gradual replacement of the ship's parts signifies a gradual transition into a different entity. The ship of Theseus paradox doesn't lend itself to easy answers or a single definitive interpretation. By exploring these diverse viewpoints, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities of identity and the challenges of defining what makes something truly unique and enduring. Section 6. Beyond the shipyard. Analogies for understanding the paradox. The ship of Theseus paradox, while rooted in a maritime scenario, extends far beyond the shipyard. Numerous analogies help illustrate the paradox's core concepts and make them more relatable to our everyday lives. Imagine a child's teddy bear, well-loved and worn through years of hugs. Over time, patches repair tears, stuffing is replaced, and the once vibrant fabric fades. Is it still the same teddy bear, despite these gradual changes? Another analogy can be found in the human body itself. Our cells constantly regenerate, replacing old ones with new ones. Over a lifetime, our bodies undergo a complete material transformation, yet we retain a sense of being the same person. These analogies, drawn from everyday experiences, help us grasp the essence of the ship of Theseus paradox. They demonstrate that the questions raised by the paradox aren't confined to abstract philosophical discussions, but are deeply intertwined with how we understand ourselves and the world around us. Section 7. Uncharted Waters, Lingering Questions and the Nature of Self. The Ship of Theseus. Paradox, while ancient in origin, continues to navigate the uncharted waters of philosophical inquiry. If a perfect replica of the ship of Theseus were created, would it be the same ship? What if both the original and the replica existed simultaneously? Perhaps the most profound implication of the ship of Theseus paradox lies in its reflection on the nature of the self. If our physical bodies and even our memories are in constant flux, what truly defines our identity? The ship of Theseus, though merely a thought experiment, encourages us to embark on a journey of self-discovery. In the face of constant change, the ship of Theseus serves as a timeless reminder that sometimes, the most profound truths lie in the questions themselves, not in the elusive pursuit of definitive answers.